How's everybody doing? What's going on? Good morning to you. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Actually posted right now in the back of my truck. Just got done with the workout. Actually got the ice on the legs, so figured I'd get on and talk some Alabama football with you. And I just wanted to have kind of a Q&A session, so let everybody get checked in on this beautiful Saturday morning. Hope you guys had an amazing 4th of July, and I hope you guys are having fun this weekend. I know there's still some festivities taking place this weekend. I forget, I think because the holiday was right in the week, that it kind of feels like we got an extended weekend. What's up, DC 777? There's no breaking news or anything like that. This is kind of a laxed Q&A session. Last night, you guys saw me probably check in on, streaming Madden. Got my butt kicked by the Bears and lost to the Rams, so I dropped 2. But, kind of building it up as we prepare for NCAA football. And what I wanted to do today was basically have a Q&A and just kind of celebrate the success that Alabama football is having right now in terms of recruiting and kind of the momentum going into the middle of July. I mean, we just got through the 4th, and you saw how productive Alabama football was on that front, and you see where the direction of Alabama football is going now. Like I said, I'm posted in the back of my truck. I got the ice on the legs. Hey, Kyle, did you see Dawson Merritt pick up? If so, what do you think about it? I didn't get to check that out. I'll definitely check that out. See, I got that. So look, candid. So I got the ice on the legs. Yeah. So I've been going at it heavy, and it's like the recovery is such an important process of the workout. And I think anytime I get to put the ice on, it kind of restores. And it's hard for me even to not have like a show on like Saturday or Sunday, because I have that dog mentality. Like, I want to work, but it's important that I do pull back or kind of let my hair down and like play PS5 or whatever, because it helps me be better come Monday morning when we do our live sit down show. Good morning, Southern Red. I see you inside the comment box. Floyd, what's going on? I see you as well. Thank you so much for being here. And if you guys have questions, that's kind of what I wanted to gear this show towards this morning. I don't know how long I'll be here. Like I said, I'm literally icing my legs in the back of the truck, so I'm just kind of an informal, show. I have, my neighbors working on their yard out here, putting in the work. What's going on, Matthew? I see you inside the comment box. This is my drink too. I do the lemon water. I put like a little bit of like iodine salt in there. Iodized salt helps with kind of the rehydration process. I think a good place to start off with, I posted a video, and again, this is a Q&A. So if you have, questions, go ahead and drop them inside the comment box. Man, Wesley, what's up? You got a super chat. Thank you so much, man. I feel like college football 25, people think rebuilding dynasty rebuilds, how long it's going to take to make a complete turnaround of the program. Yeah, I'm excited to see EA Sports, and that's why I'm kind of getting on the sticks again. And I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Because it's been, such a long time since the game has come out, but I think what they've done is they've done a really good job detailing the game in terms of bringing different elements, the transfer portal, the 12-team playoff. I think they spent a lot of time putting in the overall details to NCAA football. That's why I can't wait to check it out. DC 777 is saying, who do you think Bama's chances are making the college football playoffs? Look, those are difficult questions, but I think when we look to the strength of Alabama football, they really needed to bolster themselves on the special teams front in terms of kicking. So I'm going to be talking about Graham Nicholson, going into the season, because I just think that was such an added bonus for this team. And Kalen DeBoer went out and addressed immediate needs. This coming schedule is going to be an absolute gauntlet from the jump. You're playing on the road in Wisconsin. You're playing Georgia on that front end schedule. The back end is an absolute tear. So I think Alabama will be punched in the mouth for sure. But in terms of, I don't think you have to be an undefeated team this year to make the championship, to make the playoffs. I think you can take some losses, which is fine. Everybody's going to have some losses going into the back end of the season. The schedules are absolutely atrocious. Is there football games in the middle of July 26th? No, we don't get started until September. What are your thoughts about 2 decommitments? Not worried about it. I don't know if this is the truth. So you have the prospect out of Maryland, and then you have Miles Johnson, who's out of Alabama, decommitted. I think anytime you see decommitments, that could be for many different reasons. Sometimes, it could be to make room for other prospects that are going to jump on board within the class. It could be something else that maybe a prospect felt that he had a better fit somewhere else. I don't know. But with the decommitments of the 3-star rivals 24/7 and On 3, Alabama's overall recruiting ranking actually jumped up. And like Ricky Smith is saying, I mean, he's saying decommitments made room for more to come. And I think you're in that serious, like this class is going to be so talented that I think the coaching staff is going to have to make some choices as well. Look, if you're at the bottom end of this recruiting class, it might be best for you to go somewhere else so they can load up, because I mean, if you start to, and we've talked about all the potential 5-stars to come on board, within July, August, do you have room for all those guys? I don't know how much room you could have. We always talk about the recruiting numbers. What do the recruiting numbers look like? I'm not worried about the recruiting numbers. I never have. It'll all work out, but you do have to make room for some of these guys to jump on board. So, we'll see how it goes. If you're just joining me, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube, this is just basically a Q&A on a Saturday morning, kind of informal. I got the ice on the legs right now as I'm kind of in recovery. I cover news as it happens, but, sometimes you'll see different notifications pop up, whether, I was live streaming Madden last night, kind of having fun with it. Today I'm doing an informal stream, news as it happens. And like Ricky Smith is saying, decommitments kind of make room for more to come on board. So if you guys have questions, just keep dumping them inside the comment box and I'll continue to roll through them. I was talking about Emmanuel Henderson before I got the super chat, which I really appreciate. Emmanuel Henderson is a player that I think is underrated. I think when you talk about underrated players going into this season, he is an underrated player, in my opinion, on the offensive side. On the defensive side, I've said, many times that I feel it's Devontae Smith. We're just not talking about Devontae Smith a lot. Deer Hunter is asking, hey, Kyle, do you agree with the league wanting to make 14 playoff in a couple years? Man, look, we'll probably get to 16. I think 12 teams is a really good starting spot. I don't want it to get to like 32. I feel like, maybe 16 would probably be the max that you want to go in terms of the overall recruiting. But, 12 is definitely better than 8 in my opinion, because you do have some buys and teams that are awarded for, winning the SEC championship, the Big Ten or whatever. So I think 12 is a good spot. 16 I would be okay with, but you can't go higher than that. Scott is talking about Latia Brooks' recent highlight tape. Yeah, so there's some highlights of him playing 7-on-7. Guy's a baller. I don't know if he's a 3-star. I think he's a 4-star on some recruiting services. Whatever the case is, the guy had 27 touchdowns last year. The neighbor, he's mowing the yard. So this is so in our neighborhood, the alleys are backed up to each other. So he's mowing, right? And when to get the ice and legs, and I put it on the Home Depot bucket. And when your neighbor mows, you have 24 hours to respond. And right now the grass has been growing crazy. So it's good to see all of the people in the neighborhood. They're always keeping up the yard. That's the thing. Like when I moved into the neighborhood, into Alabama as well, everybody they keep their yard so perfect. I love it. I do not know about Alvin Henderson. What's up with Alvin Henderson? We got 70 on. If you could take a minute, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys being here. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Today what we're kind of doing an informal kind of walk and talk. Buenos dias, good morning from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Any recruiting updates? Just waking up. Robert, what's up? No real recruiting updates other than like what you guys already know. I think we're kind of like who is next to commit to this incredible class of 2025 as they continue to roll up the recruiting rankings. I have my eye on maybe at A.K. Deer, Caleb Cunningham, guys that you already know that, could jump on board next to Ty Haywood. So those are the type of prospects that we're watching and kind of anticipating on jumping in to this recruiting class. And I think when it's all said and done, and this isn't being fancy, I just think they are going to build the #1 recruiting class in the country. What was amazing for me, we hit the thumbs up real quick. Is Justin Hill, right? So like getting Justin Hill, I didn't see that coming, to be honest. I know some people did. It's not like he had a lot of forecasts. It was kind of quiet. So, okay, Robert Hill, what's up? This is, I'm talking to you here, Robert, because you're in Ohio. Didn't it seem like Justin Hill was an Ohio State lean, even after he visited Alabama. And I think he had a great time here. Christian Robinson did a really great job recruiting him. So did Freddie Roach. You saw him having fun in the locker room. But I thought that he was an Ohio State lean. I didn't even talk about it on my show. And then you get to this point in time where he announces and he commits, and that's kind of continues to show the magnitude of the energy and the momentum that Alabama's recruiting class really has, right? Because then you step back and whoa, this is getting serious. Like Justin Hill committing, like that's serious. The two decommitments, I think honestly, are to make way for these other guys to jump on board. I'm going to never tell you to worry about the numbers, but I think the coaches, they look at the board, they look at the numbers, and they have to make things work out. They understand like who's coming, who's going. So I think maybe some of those other guys, it probably wasn't realistic to be part of this class. And I think that makes ways for 5 stars to come on board. I don't know who's next. There hasn't even been a prospect to really say, end of July. I know Alabama's having a barbecue at the end of the month. I think that's July 28th. Here back in Tuscaloosa, where you'll have some big names come back to be a part of that class of 2025 to continue to build that momentum going into August. Question everything is saying you have to click the 3 dots at the top right corner to find the thumbs up on these live chats. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So Robert is saying, and he's from Ohio. I thought he would have went to Ohio State. Sure, glad he chose Alabama. Yeah, and it was crazy because they were even talking about it. Hold on, I gotta switch this ice. I gotta do that. I just switched the ice on the legs. I gotta do the calves. I would have thought he would have went to Ohio State too. It's a really big get because you go into the state of Ohio, you pull out Justin Hill, and they're going to climb the recruiting rankings. So I don't know if Alabama will be number 1 by the end of July. I know that the new recruiting rankings, I follow On3. I don't know when 24/7 or Rivals, they're updating their recruiting rankings. But what is happening on Monday is they're updating the recruiting rankings. So, for example, a guy like Keelan Russell, could he be a 5-star in this next recruiting update? 100%. So you're going to see, some more recruiting movement, and maybe depending on who gets moved where at the end of the recruiting ranking cycle, Alabama's number 1 going into Tuesday. I don't know. So stay tuned to your recruiting services. On3, the great thing about them is they used to be kind of a premium, and I think they still offer like a premium site, but I mean, they've gone all free in my opinion. From in terms of the YouTube channel that they have, every single day their updates, you used to have to pay for this type of information, and now it's all free. So definitely support them, whether it's a subscription or whether that's just watching their YouTube videos. Same thing with 24/7 and Rivals. I mean, all their information is free now, and specifically it just goes to Twitter, and then people post it out there. So but like I always say, support all of the great content creators or the journalists that are doing such a great job. We got SEC Media Days up on the back end in Dallas. So I've already said I'm not going to be there. I was kind of looking at the finances of like getting out there. I'm not going to be able to make it work this year. It's a little bit out of my price range, but I'll still have coverage on SEC Media Day in terms of like uploading the press conferences and stuff like that. It's expensive with flights, staying in the hotels. It adds up, and I'm not at that point right now. Maybe by the back end of the quarter, I'll be able to check out some playoff games or whatever. But I got to focus on the bills that I have here at home, just like you guys do too. I mean, it's crazy. You go to like the grocery store, right? And so we have Publix, and we have Winn-Dixie, which is actually closing over here to make room for an Aldi. I like going to Winn-Dixie. I think their prices are a little bit more reasonable. Publix, you can't get out of there without spending almost 60, $100. Scott is asking, do we have a shot at Khalil Lockett? Yeah, I think when you look to the wide receivers to jump on board, Caleb Cunningham will probably be next, and then Khalil Lockett. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a battle for him. I mean, clearly. But right now, I mean, Alabama has absolutely proven that they are not poor, that they can get pretty much whoever they want. Oregon's recruiting at a very high level. Texas is recruiting at a very high level. Georgia's doing their thing. LSU is going to get some of their guys as well. But I think Khalid Lockett, the reason I would press on Khalid Lockett is you get Ty Haywood and you get Keelan Russell, right? Well, what do all those three guys have in common? Well, they're all from the state of Texas. Coach DeBoer has done a really good job in the state of Texas, being able to get some prospects out of there. I think Keelan Russell, as soon as he turns a 5-star and he starts recruiting for everybody else, the guy's, spearheaded this recruiting class. He's the guy who committed at the beginning of June, and you have seen what has transpired from June, 5th, when he recruited or whatever, to now. Just look at the last month, right? Last 30 days, let's call it. How has recruiting been on fire? Like this cold summer, it's been freezing ever since Keelan Russell committed to Alabama. And what was amazing is right after he committed, he goes out to the Elite 11 and he goes out to rivals. I'm glad he went and earned. He would have won those awards whether he was committed to Alabama or not. But I think on Monday, when you see him elevated to a 5-star status, he earned that 5-star, because there's going to be people outside of the Alabama ecosystem that are going to be like, he's just getting the Bama bump or whatever. No. That's not the case at all. The guy went out, he won the On3 award, the Elite 11 award, and whatever Rivals gives away. You're talking about Decorian Moore going to Oregon. Or Christopher, Keelan Russell will be I think based on the new updated rankings from On3, which come out on Monday, I think he will be an official 5-star. That's just my prediction. I don't even know how the rankings work, so maybe I'm wrong on that. But I think when the final rankings, if he's not a 5-star, I'd be completely shocked. Oregon is recruiting. Yeah, look, Oregon's trying to hand out the bag. They're doing an incredible job recruiting there. Look, since we're in the Alabama ecosystem, we see that Alabama is recruiting on fire, but Oregon is recruiting at a tremendous level as well. They're absolutely crushing it. What's up, Jamarcus? I see you inside the comment box. Oregon's crushing it. Ole Miss, what they did. Even despite their recruiting efforts, they lost 4 commitments recently. Good commitments, but in terms of like the transfer portal, man, they have a lot of money. Oh, what's up, Webbs? I see you inside the comment box. Asking about Naheem Oford. I think Bama still has a shot on him. I haven't really seen any updates regarding, or even really stories about him wanting to flip. Charles Christopher is saying that he's not coming. I don't know. I kind of sometimes look to like some of these in-state guys, and I don't think it's over until it's like absolutely over until he signs. But like if he was from another state, I would say that ship has sailed. But being that he's like the #1 guy from the state of Alabama, I think that he's. I'm just not gonna say that it's over until he like literally signs on Oford. You get this recruiting class, on board. You get them together. You start getting all these guys talking, saying want to be a part of something bigger. You get Alabama starting to win on the field, and that's the other thing that will also change momentum of recruiting as well. Is like how the team plays on the field will also continue to build momentum or kill momentum, right? For a team, depending on how they play on the field. Because right now, we're on the honeymoon phase of Coach Kalen DeBoer, right? I think, there's going to be times where this team hits adversity, like we all do. When they get punched in the mouth, how do you respond to that? How do recruits respond to that? My son is just texting me. I got to split here in a little while. I got to take him to work today. He works at Chick-fil-A here in Tuscaloosa. But right now things are going really well for Alabama, so it's up to them, the coaches, to continue to put together this class. And then when you shift focus to August and your team, it's their responsibility to develop a really good game plan to start off this first quarter of the season with a lot of momentum. And if I'm Coach Kalen DeBoer and I'm going into Western Kentucky, I'm going to South Florida, I am dropping the absolute hammer on these teams in the most respectful way you can. Look, you don't look at the scoreboard. You just absolutely put the pedal to the floor and you just bury these teams. Hey, Jeremy with the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for being a member of the Undefeated. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, man. Because look, the reason is this. The reason that you want to come out and absolutely stomp on Western Kentucky, South Florida, even go into Wisconsin, and you send a message that, look, this is the standard, nothing has changed, and we absolutely just lay the wood on every single opponent, and you go in with the most momentum that you can into that Georgia game. I mean, that's going to be the early season war of college football. Bone, you rocking the Beamer in the background. No, this is so my neighbor, he's got the Mustang and the Beamer right there. Right, we got the ice on the calves today. We're doing recovery. Um, yeah, exactly, Chris. I 1,000,000% agree. You got to prove that you are absolutely not playing around, and you got to send a message. And you come into this Georgia game with a lot of momentum. A lot of people are going to be talking that Alabama is the underdog against Georgia. You carry that momentum from the first 3 games. You're going to be challenged by the quarterbacks in each of those games, and you come out and you take it to Georgia. I think that Alabama starts off the season 4-0. I really do. I think if this team does get punched in the mouth, it'll be by Wisconsin, by Georgia. Clearly, those are going to be games of high caliber opponents, but I don't think they lose those games. The back end of that schedule, man, it's tough. It is very difficult. I don't see Alabama losing a home game other than, possibly to Georgia. But the road games for Alabama will be challenging. A lot of people have said that Oklahoma isn't going to be that good. I disagree. I don't think they're going to be an elite type team. But I think playing in Norman, Oklahoma in the back end of the season, when there's a lot on the line, is going to be very challenging. I think games to Tennessee, I think games to LSU are going to provide complex challenges as well. And specifically for a team that, these coaches haven't coached together on the road in SEC type games. Coach Kalen DeBoer has not coached in the SEC. So I feel he is primed and he is ready for where he is in his career. I mean, you've seen all he does the interview every single day. And you continue to see this mindset of a guy who is clearly ready and clearly capable for this opportunity, not a challenge. He always refers to in these interviews as opportunities. And I love that. So he's up for it. He's won everywhere that he's went. He's going to win here. He's going to win a lot of games. I think the coach that has won the most games in their first season, I think it's only been like 7. He's going to win more than 7 games his first year. Could definitely compete for a national championship. Looking at some of the comments inside the comment box. Yeah, Ruben, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Bama needs to come out and, just let it go for sure, 100%. What's up, I'm Todd? I see you inside the comment box as well. Mr. B25, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good Saturday. Christopher Woodson saying, you good buddy committed last week. I love that Dawson Merritt pickup as well on the defensive side of the ball. People talking about like where the defensive pickup's going to be. I mean, you got Dawson Merritt, you get Justin Hill just committed as well. I mean, at all of the positions, you even get the kicker, right? Peter Nataro, who just committed. And I don't think you like rank kickers, but he's like a 5-star kicker on Cole's Kicking Academy. So, I mean, rich get richer. You guys have any Nataro, right? Love that name. So if you guys have questions, you could throw them inside the comment box. I'll be here for a little bit longer. I'm just icing up the dogs, trying to do some recovery going into Saturday and start off the week, with the bang. Ricky Smith, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Is it someone's birthday up in the house? Do you think Scott is saying, do you think Ryan Williams coming in late will learn the playbook? Look, I think from what we hear from the actual coaches, Ryan Williams is going to play. I know 1,000,000% as soon as I turn on NCAA football on July 16th, I'm going to have him returning kicks and punts. He's going to be hard to keep off the field. I just think that he has it. There's freshmen that have it. We hype up freshmen every single season. And Ryan Williams is going to be more than hype. So I think it's just a matter of time. 2-time Mr. Football Award. The guy's a dog. He's going to play. These wide receivers are elite. I feel that the ride-out mentality will be reinstalled and reinvigorated under Coach Jamarcus Shepard. How could it not be? That guy is like a ride-out himself. He calls himself the takeout, the takers. And, you're going to have – and I was talking about this last night on my live stream when I was streaming Madden. How many 1,000-yard wide receivers do you think Alabama has? Do you think they have two this year? Because I think they'll have two, but I don't think that a running back will run for 1,000 yards. I think it'll be kind of a variety of. I think like Jan Miller will run for like 700, Justice Haynes will run for like 750, Richard Young like 200, right? Something like that. I just, and that's not to knock any of the running backs. I just think that they'll be able to keep those guys fresh. It's going to be a gauntlet of a season. There's no way that Alabama just goes into the season and just, hands off the football to Jan Miller every single time, right? Hey, Mr. B, is it your birthday today, man? Happy birthday, man. These are my wishes. So this message is to Mr. B205. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you take time to rest and reflect and have gratitude on the things that you have in front of you, whether it be your family, whether it be your children, whether it be a smile, whether it be a sunset. So happy birthday to you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. I forget where you're located, man, but I hope you just go take time for you, man, and have gratitude. I mean, happy birthday to you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, man. I appreciate you being here on your birthday, and definitely eat some cake, man, for sure. Keith, what's up? Keith Holcomb, is this the Keith Holcomb, like our famous Pelham? What's up? That's cool. That's what's up. Keith Holcomb, remember Keith Holcomb was I don't think this is the same Keith Holcomb, but Keith Holcomb was out of Hillcrest, right? Very talented athlete. He was a baseball player, right? Baseball and football. Came to Alabama, played inside linebacker. But I don't think this is that. I don't think that's the real Keith Holcomb. This is the real Keith Holcomb, but I don't think it's that Keith Holcomb. JG talking about the running back room, saying it's deep for sure, 1,000,000%. Yeah, right. Keith's like, nope. I'll stick around for a couple more questions if you guys have some, and then I'll peel back. In terms of like the commitments of a schedule for guys committing, the next couple of guys, I think it'll just happen unless some like official dates are like set out by like a Hayes Fawcett, who does a really good job in terms of breaking all the news or telling the timelines. And see, like that stuff even used to be for premium, right? But now all of the news is free. So and like I always say, go support all of the channels. Don't feel like if you're just here, like you just have to be like Kyle Henderson. No. Like support all of the content creators out there covering Alabama or whoever your team is. Like those guys are definitely putting in work and trying their best to provide content for you. And I love the fact that all these huge sites have now gone free, right? It used to, it's just that's the way the world is, right? Adapt or die. So, yeah, exactly. See, Jeremy Fleming, I still got my Bama subscription. Great stuff there, for sure. And you look at the staff that they've built, they've gone all in, right? You have 24/7, you have the guys at Rivals. I've worked with a lot of those guys, and honestly, they stay there. They are working hard to bring you the content, whether it's the top end guys or guys who are younger, like a Joseph Hastings, for example, grinder, bone, killer, Tony Sukalis, an amazing team writer for Rivals. 24/7, I know they've gone through kind of a seismic tilt, but they still have good writers as well. And I know, of course, they have Josh Pate spearheading, their, entire network, who's the best, right? So how can you not? And the thing is, like the people covering Alabama football, man, they're great. I mean, there's so many great content creators, and even like up and coming content creators that are getting into the space, the YouTube space. Like go support them all. There's enough to go around for sure. And I appreciate you guys supporting me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I hope you guys have an amazing Saturday. I just wanted to jump on with you guys and talk Alabama football. If you guys see me in the evening times, streaming some Madden, it's because I'm getting ready for NCAA football to drop on July 16th. That's something I'm excited to share with you guys. It'll probably be in the evening times when I have some downtime. I don't have much downtime, so that's why I was kind of rusty on the sticks. Plus, all Madden is hard. So someone's gonna help me though. But I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. Rest, recover. Monday, updated recruiting rankings. I think that is from On3, so definitely support their channel. 24/7 Rivals, independent channels, independent YouTube people, guys who used to work here. Support them all. Give them all your love, and I appreciate you guys. Oh, college football drops on the 15th at 3 p.m. Whew. All right, one day sooner. All right, got to get back on the sticks. You guys take care of each other. Have an amazing day. Stay safe, be blessed, be good people. And I just want to say that I appreciate you guys being here, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. From Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the back of my truck on a Saturday. Be easy, be good people, and roll tide, fam. I love you guys.